Good morning, it's Emma here from Way to Fitness. It's Friday morning. How are you doing? Now, where I am in Devon, the sun is out. Andy tells me it's cold out there, but very beautiful and very bright. So I can't wait to go out. I've just been teaching a lady strength training session, so I'm all glowing and warm. So it's hard to believe it's cold outside, but I'm going to venture out later. How are you this Friday and how has your week been? I'd love to hear. Today on our Shine group, we've been talking about caffeine. We started talking about hot drinks earlier in the week and we were saying how much water do we drink? And lots of us don't drink enough water. So we were talking about what do we actually drink? And lots of people just drink lots and lots of tea and coffee. And it's, when you're locked down at home, when you're doing homeschooling, when you're working from home, coffee times are kind of like sort of highlights of the day, aren't they? Anyway, we were looking at the effects of caffeine on the body, and of course it's like anything, it's about how much you have, and life is about having variety and not having too much of anything. And when I was looking up about caffeine, obviously a couple of cups a day is going to be fine for most people, but it does depend on how big we are. Obviously the smaller you are, the more impact the caffeine in the drink is going to have on you, and of course it also depends on how strong your drinks are. Caffeine is obviously the first thing we think of when we talk about caffeine is we all think coffee, don't we? But it's also in tea. It's in drinks like green tea, unless you choose decaf green tea. It's in plain chocolate. Oh dear, that's my favourite. And obviously it's also in things like cola, fizzy drinks can have caffeine, and also in some medicines, some painkillers have caffeine in them too. Sort of flu remedies and things. So small doses of caffeine can give you a bit of energy, give you a bit of a boost, especially if you're studying for an exam and it's 3 a.m. People can take it, can drink more caffeine or have energy drinks then. But in the long term, we don't want to be having too much caffeine because it can have a real impact on our bodies. Short term, it can give us palpitations, make us feel jittery. It can affect our sleep, it can affect our mood. But those of us who are lucky enough to be over 40, one of the effects of caffeine is that it can affect the absorption of calcium and it can affect your bone strength, which is why at Way to Fitness we were talking about caffeine because, those of us who are in our midlife, we want to make sure that our health and our bones are as strong as they can be. Hi, Carol. So some of us want to review how much caffeine we're actually drinking and eating. By switching to decaf varieties, hi Lorna, by switching to decaf, there might be a slight change in the taste. That might be something you need to get used to. But I was drinking probably 8 to 12 mugs of tea a day. Tea doesn't have anything like as much caffeine as coffee does, but on my little sheet it was saying that tea can have between 10 and 110 milligrams of caffeine in a 250ml cup, and coffee can have between 40 and 180. That's a big difference, isn't it? That's a lot of caffeine if you were drinking as much tea as I was drinking. And obviously if you do have coffee throughout the day, your caffeine intake's going to, really rack up. So for your bone health, you might want to consider decaf varieties or just adding variety to what you drink, all right? It's really, really important that us middle-aged ladies and as we get older, we look after our bones. We're going to talk about bone health next week over on our Shine group, but sort of weight-bearing exercise, not having too much caffeine are two really important things that we can do ourselves to improve our bone strength. We don't want osteoporosis if we can avoid it. We want to keep strong, healthy bones because they are going to be more resistant to breaking if we fall, all right? So, we actively want to keep our bones strong. So your challenge today, your little Friday and weekend challenge, is to look at what hot drinks you're drinking. How much caffeine do you reckon you're getting? And would it be better for your health if you could trim back on the caffeine-filled drinks you're drinking and have either decaf or caffeine-free drinks? Don't forget about the wonders of water. Okay, just water. I drink it hot. I love hot water. But try fruit teas, try decaf tea, decaf coffee. When I went from 8 to 12 mugs of tea a day to decaf tea, I had a thumping headache for a good day, all right? Your body gets used to your circulating levels of caffeine. It's an addictive substance and it doesn't half kick off when you cut it down. But that headache only lasted a day, all right? I mean, it was a bad day, admittedly, but it was my body detoxifying, getting used to and kicking off about the lack of caffeine. Then it adjusts and then it gets used to it. So if you are cutting down your caffeine, you may find you get a headache, but stick with it. Drink plenty of water and you will come out the other side, 24, 36 hours later, and your body will undoubtedly thank you for it, as will your bones, all right? So have a great weekend. I'm doing a free taster session of Pilates next Tuesday at 7 p.m. So if anyone wants to do that with me on Zoom, a Pilates session, it's a 30-minute session, suitable for beginners, let me know, comment below, and I will send you the link. If you've got any friends or family that are stiff and achy from working all day, hunched over their screens, or this is what you need to do in English today, Billy. I'm seeing so much about the dreaded homeschooling online, and my heart goes out to you. And I've got adult kids now. That's one of the benefits of having adult kids, is I haven't got to homeschool them. So big hugs if you are homeschooling. Look at what you're drinking. Keep it varied and interesting. And if you want to join me for Pilates next Tuesday at 7 o'clock, just message me. See you soon. Bye.